Good morning. Continuing our second day of social studies. It has to be Thursday, September 17th. Yesterday we talked about this globe and introduced it and really what it was, a representation of Earth. And again, what we got to keep in mind is the globe is really fun and nice now that we know the parts of a globe. And it has the equator, which is an imaginary line, the axis, which is an imaginary line in real life. But it divides it up in these continents and countries and oceans. But in real life, this isn't a real life picture, but it's just we're a ball with looks like land and water. Well, that's what we're going to focus on today, and it's to introduce the 7 continents. Now, the continents are just big areas of land. We have 7 of them. Antarctica is the one that, nobody actually lives there. We have scientists there from time to time, but nobody actually has their home there consistently for their entire life. Again, there's people that can visit down there, but unless you really like the cold and stuff, I would not suggest it. But every other continent is huge areas of land, huge, that contain a lot of different countries. And we just kind of split up because, again, looking from space, you can see all the different countries there and all the different land masses. The one that's probably hardest to tell is the differentiation or the separation between Asia and Europe, which is right here. I got a picture that kind of shows a little bit better because that's just really the only one without a clear separation, right? It's this big, huge land mass, but they do have Asia and Europe separated in this line here. It's pretty easy to tell where North and South America, the dividing line, and Africa has this little line right here. You might remember this for the Sinai Peninsula with Moses leading the Israelites out of Egypt to Israel, and Australia down here, and all the little countries that make up Australia. But at any rate, what we're focusing on is the 7 different continents. Don't forget about Antarctica. And we're going to focus on 4 oceans. And here's what can be tricky about the oceans. These are huge bodies of water. Literally still on ships, it can take you weeks and weeks and weeks to cross them, depending on the ship that you're on. But at any rate, again, the reason this kind of looks like this curved edges here is because this is a picture if you'd actually kind of like take a globe and you'd kind of peel it off and put it flat. Well, we know our Earth isn't flat, so that's why it kind of has that weird little bit here. But again, Alaska right here is actually really close to Russia. This little part is Russia, which is right here. And say, wait a second, it's on opposite sides of the Earth. And that's where, again, you have to remember that this should be a nice sphere. It's just for the sake of this picture, they kind of took it off and laid it flat. So, literally, it looks like we're so far away from Asia, but on the west coast here, they're actually pretty close to Asia, and Japan. And Alaska is almost touching Russia there. So just keep that in mind there as we do this. But your assignment is really just to kind of introduce you to the 7 continents and the 4 oceans we're going to focus on. And then tomorrow's assignment is also going to kind of reiterate that, just to nail them down. But here's your assignment. Again, page G5 is going to help you out. And again, this is your communities book. At the very beginning, we have these kind of introductory pages, and that's where we have the G pages that we're talking about here. So as I'm opening up the book, it's kind of really at the beginning, okay? Really thin beginning there. And sorry, I'm kind of having an awkward time holding this up for you, but G5 is really going to be the pages that help you out the best here. One, because it can give you the answers. So, here's where we're at with Dana. And what these numbers are is this is Dana's first stop, then second stop, third stop, fourth stop, so on and so forth. Okay? So number 1, where did Dana begin her trip? Well, I look at the first stop and say, okay, she began in North America. And so you write North America. Now, tough spelling, but it's spelled right here. Please copy it correctly. Now write the name of the continent Dana visited each stop. Stop number 2. Here's 1. Stop number 2 is Europe. Spell it correctly, please. Put it here. Stop 3, Asia. Boom, right there. Now down below here for number 3, it says write the name of the ocean that Dana flew over between stops. Lucky Dana got to go on a plane. But okay, between stop 1 and 2. Here's 1. Here's 2. What ocean did she fly over? There it is, the Atlantic Ocean. So you just simply write down Atlantic Ocean. Again, today's assignment and tomorrow's assignment are just to help you learn the 7 continents and the oceans. Come back to this tomorrow, but this is your assignment for today. Lord's blessings to you as you praise the Savior.